Hey guys, what's up? This is Zimmy and Basis, and the next video game I'm wanting to talk about tonight that should have had another sequel or two to it would be Guitar Hero Encore of the 80s. And of course, yeah, I know that they don't make the game anymore of Guitar Hero series. They've probably dysfunctioned or nobody cares about it anymore. Yeah, it sounds like a stupid idea, but let me explain. Okay. So, of course, just from the people who haven't played it, basically, it's just about, you know, 30 songs from the 80s that basically just got put in there. And some of them are re recorded and some are remastered. And then they have, like, all these 80s accessories and influenced by the 80s, basically. And only 30 songs. So I'm like, okay. And as I played it one time, I'm like, this is fucking terrible. Because they sound nothing, not even close to what they sounded. So, in my honest opinion, I think they should go back and redo Guitar Hero 80s, Encore the 80s, to make it number 2. And I say that why? Well, from Guitar Hero Rock Band, they had, the drums, microphone, and everything. I like to see that incorporated into Guitar Hero Encore the 80s. And I'd like to see the rest of the characters that were from the series in there, along with some famous 80s characters. I mean, yeah, we've had Slash and all them in there, but bring them back. I'd like to see ZZ Top come in there. I'd like to see David Coverdale. Or Coverfield, I think it was. But anyways, I'd like to see John Sykes in there. I'd like to see Tony Franklin, Lemmy, Lars, James Hetfield, Glenn Hughes, Jason Newsted, and Ronnie James Dio, and a bunch of other great 80s people. Even the minor bands like Blue Murder, Sea Hags, Racer X, Manila Road, etc. Along with a really good progressive band that was so underrated, Fate's Warning. I mean, I'd love to see a bunch of them in there, but they can only have so much. But yeah, it'd be great to see that. But anyways, just to move on, before I get into songs, I'd like to say, yeah, bring like a whole bunch of like style in there, like punk, glam, thrash, whatever. I'd love to see that, and a bunch of really cool guitars, maybe big huge drums like they used to have, and maybe some Kiss wear too. That'd be pretty cool too. But anyways, of course, the one thing that's going to get me is the music, because you can only fit so much. So, of course, they only had maybe 100 to 200 songs in one game. Well, my honest opinion, I'd like to see a full list of 50 or 60 songs that you can do. I'm talking about good stuff like songs I've never seen on there before, like Boston, More Than a Feeling, or Megadeth, Sweating Bull. Well, that's not really that's 90s, but I haven't seen a lot of good Megadeth stuff on there. I mean, I've seen a few, but stuff like that. I'd love to see some of the instrumental 80s stuff, like Tears of Sahara by Tony McAlpine, some of Steve Vai's stuff, some of Joe Satriani's stuff, maybe some of Marty Friedman's stuff. I'd love to see Blue Murder, more of AC/DC. I'd love to see more of Metallica, more Motorhead. Maybe some of Michael Bolton's stuff from when he was still rocking it, not in this jazz stuff, but that's just my opinion. Maybe some Flotsam and Jetsam from when Jason was in there. ZZ Top, maybe some White Snake, X Japan, Loudness, Obsession, Quiet Riot, Fate's Warning. You know, I could go on and on and on about a whole bunch of 80s bands and some very good underrated bands that have never ever came out, like Y&T. I mean, Summertime Girls, good song, but don't care. They have other good songs. But that's the element, though. Because, like, downloadable content online. Like, they could have downloadable content of, like, different albums and different bands that should have been there. Like, some Blue Murder, maybe, or, like, some other bands, like, let's see here. Loudness, of course, like Leonard Skinner, Mad Max, Mama's Boys, Manila Road, Manowar, Macaulay and Schenker Group, you know, UFO, Point 38 Special, you know, all these bands, you know, like it's downloadable content, and then they could have great, awesome songs just to go in there. And the stages. The stages should be done like from the great 80s, from the Sunset Strip. I think it was the Roxy, the Whiskey, a Go-Go, you know, a bunch of great 80s places. Well, they're still around, but some places that are still, you know, some places that were really big in the 80s that they can incorporate on that. I'd love to see that if they ever did this, because they could have done so much better with Guitar Hero 80s, but yeah. But this is just my honest opinion, so anyways, alright guys, this is Emmy and Basis. I talked and ranted about Guitar Hero Encore of the 80s, and I hope you have a good night when you're watching this. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry.